5 and 3. How old are they? Okay, then they're 3.
you know anybody on this one? Yeah, they do on that side.
I didn't know that. Budget cuts on the stadium, and it went into recruiting, and that's why I choose something. Other things, I get.
He still sits in his lawn chair. Yeah.
like really good combo for snapping.
Now for your Mavericks. Number 4, Jenny Vetter.
Guys over to hospital. Over there. Better. Is it camera one?
The other one.
Go to window.
No, he's plugged into the other camera. I had him put on.
Camera one.
Switch cameras. He just wanted to disrupt anymore.
Pressure on. Do you have to commentate your camera or mine?
Someone on our bench? Inside on the other side. Fuck.
It's not possible to take this over. Eller.
Stay with it. Take it away, White. Take it away. Nice, Shaggy.
There by Oscar.
Good.
Number 2. Number 1 down. Number 4 to 1 down. Turnover. Panthers. Big back.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, okay.
Come on, White.
Better.
Okay. Good idea.
Yeah, I was a little bit wondering about the going down.
Not play to be a Maverick throwing on the far side.
Way to change the field, White. Good job.
Number 14, Molly Riley.
Right here, Irish
And
Dad.
number 24, Molly Sarah.
A little bit up.
Little down.
There we go.
Sarah Foley now. Going in the corner.
Now it's right there.
Camera 1.
Molly, Sarah Foley.
Looking for Wendell, goes over her head. Thrown out by the Panthers.
The Irish isn't going to go down here. Get the game going and Irish down one.
That's it. That's Scott.
Good.
Back to Wendell. Wendell. It's on the far side. Molly Riley. Back to the middle. Sarah Foley, she slips and back to the middle. Back to the raise the other out for the Panthers. Thrown there by Stoffel. Stoffel trying to fight for it. That's the defense away from the Panthers. Little Wendell. Sarah Foley. Better than that one over. Bill Johnson comes right to 4 to 10.
Look right here. Right
On the
here.
other side, back to Harris. Back to Johnson.
Just go down.
What is that? Makes it heavy. Trying to find one out.
Go, White.
I don't want to know. It's like it's put that out by Sweeney. Better on the ball for Mavericks.
Okay.
Off the field, right far side. Minnesota State.
I meant student rewards. You can get points for going down. Better?
He's up there. Sends one in the middle, looking for 2. That goes box. They're knocked out by the Panthers. Austin brings down. Nice. To it.
How'd you go to game?
Center point, that goes over her head. Back to Johnson.
Okay.
Stoffel controls the Panthers.
Okay.
That's from McCarthy. Stoffel trying to shoot one. Cleared by Friedman. First right out though. Panthers send one back in.
You're going to have to get those cameras some viewfinders because I can't see anything. It's too bright.
Go, White. You can do it. All right. Let's go right now. We start, White. Let's go.
There it goes. This one. Far side, finds Molly Riley. A little bit too far. This Panthers cleared out. The ball's for Mealy now. Mealy sends one in, looking for 2. Goes over her head.
My camera?
Ball goes into the corner now. Wendell gets here. Wendell. Send one in. Sarah Foley couldn't get her head on it. Better sends it right back in. Okay,
Okay.
forward tech.
It's starting up. You gotta be online.
Same chance for Quero, same one away. Kind of over by that Sweeney. Over to Wendell. Send it to Sarah Coleman. Sarah Coleman can't get through it, that gets played back out. Riley gets it back in. Better fighting for the Mavericks. Tyler comes right.
You got me, Robert?
It's up for Munoz.
Okay.
Munoz special there by Garcia. He's on a play off the Panthers. And off the Mavericks on the far side. Riley. Punch over better. Shot to the grass. Foul goal on the play. Neely going to take this free kick. Mavericks. Pass it right away. The production. Control. Plays it up. Riley. Far side now. Ball Riley. Goes up to better. Looking in Sarah Folian. Trying to keep it alive. Turned over and cleared by the Panthers. Out to Maria Munoz. Munoz trying to set one in space. The building team to grab it. Wendell plays it out to Dietrich. Panthers control. Still from now. Riley looks for Sarah Coleman. Sarah Coleman better, fucking better. Straight back. Let's see him looking for Sarah Coleman this time. Trying to get to Wendell. It's turned over. This time they get two, like back out. Let's go for again. We're trying to play one back. Now there for the Panthers. Molly Riley. Better there on the far side. Getting better. Touching off the Panthers. Still with control on the far side. Turned over. Back to Riley. Finally cleared out for the Jack on the far side. Going for the Mavericks. It's Neely over there. Better. Pressure there. Taken over by Johnson. Johnson. Taken away by Sarah Coleman. Now Wendell with the ball for the Mavericks. That's good look here for the Mavericks. Few substitutions out for Ford Attack. We've under 10 minutes left to play in this first round. Mavericks can't control it. Back over by Ford Attack though. Stevie over to Riley. Riley pressure clear. It's around Eller. Better. Trying to send one in. Over there is Wendell now. Wendell on the ball for the Mavericks. Going to send one in. Going there. One is picked up by Sanchez Quero.
Good job, White. Keep going there.
Just camera flat. Victoria Total played up.
with the answer for Haley Gila. Number 22, Jenna Lankford. 29, Ida
Riley. Play back all the way to the next season. Next Riley this time. Riley across the field.
Now number 3, Caitlin Brown. Number 15, Julia.
Turn someone in. Over to Victoria Porter. I just played up now in the middle. Taylor Eller. Sheila. Back Taylor now. Eller. Munoz. Munoz looking to send one in. That goes just Munoz got to put the books in. Away from Michigan State. Caitlin Brown has just checked in on the ball now for Minnesota State. Gets up to Sarah Coleman. Molly Sarah Coleman in. Plays it on for Sarah Hero. Corner kick coming up for Minnesota State now.
Get one, White. Make it happen.
Sarah Coleman going to take this one from Minnesota State Mavericks. Ball gets deflected all the way back to keeper Sanchez Aguero, and she makes the grab there before the catch. Throws it out right away to Mr. Footwater. Plays one up now. Oliver Eller. Across the field. Fila just checked in. Ball from Andrews.
Jules better be strong.
White, get it out.
Take this throw.
Slapping him away. Seems like the teams are both pretty good. That's why it's so hard to win. For either of them.
Right away for
Yeah.
Cover, White, let's go.
Back in. No, I'm with you. 3 minutes up the play this first half. Bring it back down the way. Better. I'm like coming up to Minnesota State.
Pardon me?
Far side. Back to Sarah Foley. Sarah Foley brings the ball back in. Friedrich's there. Throw back to Field. Right back in. That was going to be out of time. Get back to that. Sanchez and Royal on the ball. Panthers.
Let's go, White.
Throw something up. Just getting better now. Better. Bring it to the middle.
2, 1.
Foul call. 1. Minnesota State. Free kick coming up.
Just get a score before the half. Come on.
Hoskins sent one in. Wiley trying to kick it, but that gets played out on the far side by Munoz.
No, he hears a play and echo. Oh, you're listening.
1 minute remaining in this first half. 1 minute.
1 minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
Another corner kick coming up for Minnesota State now.
So the
Sarah Foley and again going to
camera sees all the audio.
Sends it in. Cut it in. Ball still loose. Send it back in like Neely.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. You got to see my first game. Oh, I have to put in my backpack.
We had to call him because I don't know if I should like go quick. We're like someone going to.
So Santiago's gonna take me a couple of Can you spare someone to stand over here? Boy's bag. So I should have told him to like come back with some drinks. Running hot. All the
Feel free to check out the assessment stand located on the north side of the Stockton building. The MSU Athletics Department would like to thank the alumni for their sponsorship of the Maverick Student Reward Program. For more information on the Maverick Student Reward or to sign up, please contact the Athletics Department. 389-6111. This year's Maverick Student Reward Program sponsor, Clinton City, MSU Army ROTC, Domino's Pizza, Buffalo Wild Wings, Subway, Pub 500, Pepsi of Mankato, Pizza Ranch, Jack's Link, Cold Stone Creamery, Barnes & Noble, University Dining Services, and Everett, and the Maverick Bullpen. If you're 13 years old or younger and enjoy Maverick athletic events, join the Union Maverick Club sponsored by local orders for only $30. The membership includes free admission to almost all Maverick Club events for the 2018-2019 athletic season and a free Maverick t-shirt. Contact the athletic office to details.
That's why when we bring it up here, we just leave it till the end of the day.
Yeah.
You'll learn that now.
Yeah, sure. And my headphones,
And you got some. Okay.
I never taken, like, I was looking for it, and then I was like, oh no, I'll need them. So with this one. Why are you calling
I had
Why are we calling
That's 3 hours.
yeah.
No, but like, why are we calling
Which is camera 3? The Inded is on camera 3. That's about right for the settings. Off just a tad bit. Okay. I'm gonna
We're ready to resume the second half here. Florida Tech leads it 1-0 over Minnesota State.
Okay, you got okay now?
Controlled now by Florida Tech in their own zone. That gets headed out. The far side by Chacho. Controlled now by Stoffel. Panthers still with control now in the middle of the field. Hatred Looks over for a lay trip. And outside the main, gets it up to Stoffel. Stoffel gets it there by Morant. Able to get it up. To lane trip. Looking to center it. Cleared by Friedrich. That gets deflected all the way over to Katu now. Morgan Katu with control now for the Mavericks. Trying to get around Sarah Carroll. That gets played in. Zock with the goal. Julia Zock.
Eyes on 29.
Julia Zock gets her second goal of the year and ties this one up at 1. Assisted by number 9, Morgan Katu. Her first assist of the season. Now turnover in the middle of the field. Mavericks come away with it now. Far side, Katu. Katu gets around Carroll. Gets over to Wendell now. Dakota Wendell trying to send one in. That gets played out. Katu heads it looking for Wendell. That gets played back out on the far side now. Panthers cannot clear as Chacho sends it right back into Zock. Goes over to Bryn, descends. Looking to send one in and just over the bar. Mavericks looking good here in the second half already. Sanchez Vaquero sends one away. That gets heads up by Tuxini. Brand sends it back in. Wendell trying to get one to Katu. Carroll plays it back to the keeper. Now Panthers with control. That goes off a Chacho on the far side, thrown for Florida Tech. Running over there is number 27, Sarah Carroll. Carroll gets it into Stoffel. Stoffel looking to bring it in the middle. Gets it to Munoz. Maria Munoz. Good defense there by Barant. She comes away with it. Looking for Wendell. Wendell trying to get through, and she cannot. Taken away by Florida Tech now.
There we go.
Carroll finds Eller now.
How's the Irish?
Taylor Eller trying to send one up to Munoz. That gets past her.
Okay. So like this.
Foul called in the play a little late, but nonetheless, free kick coming up for the Panthers. Lacey Headland sends one in, and Raboon makes the grab there for the Mavericks. Headed there by the Panthers. Now Katu on the ball for the Mavericks. Morgan Katu brings it into the middle with a lot of space, makes a cut. Trying to send one over to the Sens. And Sanchez Requero makes a diving stop there for the Panthers. Mavericks continuing to put pressure on though in this second half. Ball gets played up for McCarthy. McCarthy on the near side sends it back in the middle looking for Munoz. That gets played out by Barant. All the way over to Carroll. Carroll cannot control it. And that'll go out on the far side. Abby Hoskin over there for the Mavericks. Going to take this throw in at midfield. Looking for Duxini now. Alicia Duxini on the far side. Trying to send one in. Headed back out to Duxini. Trying to make a move. Good defense there by Headland. And that gets played out. Another Minnesota State throw-in on the far side. Hoskin again going to take this one.
How we doing?
A little tired. Maybe.
That gets deflected and cleared there by Eller. Stoffel trying to get to it for the Panthers. Friedrich holds her off, and it'll be a throw-in for the Mavericks. Hoskin once again going to take this throw-in. Looking for Wendell this time. Wendell trying to play it in the middle for Katu. That gets played out. Hoskin cannot control it, and the Panthers come away with it. Looking for Munoz. That gets deflected by Brandt. All the way back to Eller. Eller plays it to Zangana. And Zangana all the way up to Stoffel. Stoffel. Looking for Munoz now. Munoz makes a cut. Gets around two Mavericks. Trying to send one in. And Alexa Raboon makes the grab there for the Mavericks. Throws it right away to Bryn Descends. Descends on the near side. Plays it up into space, looking for Wendell. And that's going to go out of play.
Okay.
It'll be a throw-in for Florida Tech on the near side. Couple substitutions now for Florida Tech. Number 7, Kelly Johnson back into the game, and
Number 7.
Nicole Burnett, number 36, first time into the game here
Number 30.
for the Panthers. Descends, keeps in on the near side, looking for Wendell. Wendell gets by Zangana, trying to someone in the middle. That gets cleared out. All the way out to Stoffel. Stoffel looking for Munoz. That goes over her head, and Chacho on the ball for the Mavericks. Plays it back to Hoskin. Hoskin plays it over to Seamuth. Morgan Seamuth making her first appearance in the game today. That gets past Zock and cleared there by the Panthers. Friedrich trying to play it over to Seamuth. Now Morgan Seamuth gets one up to Brandt. Now Brandt on the near side. Gets one in and Descends. Descends does a good job of keeping that one in play. Looking for Duxini in the middle. Duxini gets it over to Zock. Zock plays one into space. Just out of reach of Katu. Sanchez Requero clears it for the Panthers. All the way back to Friedrich. Munoz controls now. Stoffel gets it back to Munoz. Munoz gets it to Burnett. Nicole Barnett. Plays it for Zangana. For give and go from Stoffel. Now played in the middle. Taken over there by the Mavericks now. Hoskin. It's up at Katu now. Morgan Katu across midfield for the Mavericks. Trying to send one into space. Out of reach of Wendell. Foul called in the play. On Florida Tech, it'll be a Minnesota State free kick coming up. Hoskin takes the free kick. It gets headed out by Florida Tech all the way out to Munoz. Durant running over there for the Mavericks. Plays over to Hoskin. Hoskin sends one in low. Hatrick Able to get up McCarthy. That deflects. All the way over to Headland. Headland over to Stoffel. A give and go up to Munoz now. Maria Munoz looking to make a run. Good defense by Chacho. Munoz still on the ball. Play back out to Totodoter. There goes through. Good palm save by Raboon, and then another second chance opportunity for Florida Tech. Florida Tech Panthers goal makes it 2-1. 34 minutes remaining in this second half. Now Morgan Katu trying to keep it in. She cannot. That goes out of play on the far side. Panthers throwing. Kelly Johnson trying to get into Totodoter. That goes out of play off of Hoskin. Another Panthers throw in, this time at midfield. That gets headed out, and we'll do it again here. Munoz gets around Hoskin, sends it in the middle. Seamouth back there for the Mavericks. Clears but not out. Taylor Eller plays it back to Atrick. Atrick back to Johnson. Katu almost got to that one. Barnett plays one up for the Panthers, looking for Munoz. Munoz trying to keep it in on the far side. Hoskin does a good job there, takes it away. Gets it up to Zock now, Julia Zock. Trying to someone into space for Wendell. A little too far out of reach, and Sanchez Reguero comes up to make the grab and gets it right away. Off to Barnett. Atrick. Now played in the middle for Eller. Eller. And now played up to Munoz. Maria Munoz trying to someone into space. Looking for McCarthy, and Alexa Raboon makes a diving stop there for the Mavericks. Wendell trying to get to it, she cannot. Kelly Johnson does for the Panthers, plays one back. Sanchez Reguero clears, headed up there by Chacho. Barnett gets it over to Zangana. Panthers send one up, headed there by Seamuth. Now Chacho on the ball for the Mavericks. Just plays one into space on the far side. Kept in by the Panthers. Now Hoskin looking to send one in Katu. That gets deflected. Controlled now by Atrick. Atrick up to Munoz. Munoz looking for McCarthy now. Kiana McCarthy trying to send it into Stoffel. Mavericks coming with it now. Maddie Brandt looking for Zock. That gets deflected. And Headland plays one up to Atrick. Atrick into the middle of the field for Eller, excuse me. Eller plays it up to Totodoter. Now back to Atrick. Barnett now for the Panthers, reverses field. Plays it back to Zangane. All the way up to Stoffel now. Elizabeth Stoffel trying to play one back to Headland. Headland trying to play one up to Munoz. Brandt there for the Mavericks. Clears. Now the Panthers on the ball. Taylor Eller trying to send one in for McCarthy. That goes off her head and all the way back to for Boone, and she makes the grab. Headed out there on the far side by Katu. Florida Tech throwing on the far side. Cleared there by Barnett. Durant trying to go into Duxini. Panthers come away with it. Now Stoffel gets around Seamuth. Trying to play one into space. Good defense there by Friedrich. Now taken away by Chacho. Chacho looking up for Katu. Katu on the far side has some space in front of her now. Walker Katu trying to make a run. Brings it to the middle. Looking to send one in. And that goes just wide. Good look there though for the Mavericks. Now Sanchez Requero sends one away. Chacho back there for the Mavericks, gets to it. Trying to look for Brandt, that goes past her. Descends, comes back to play for Brandt now. Brandt looking for Zock, that gets deflected into space. Played back by Zangane. Barnett trying to get back to Zangane, that goes out of play. On the near side, Minnesota State throwing now. Morgan Seamuth going to take this one. Looking for Wendell. That gets played out by Stoffel, right back in by Chacho. Up to Duxini. Duxini trying to make a move, sends one in. Right on goal. And Sanchez Reguero makes a stop there for the Panthers. Hoskin back there for the Mavericks. Goes in with Friedrich. Friedrich looking up for Descends. Descends. Plays one into Panthers territory. Back there's Zangane. Now Headland up to Munoz. Maria Munoz brings it back to the middle. Plays on the far side for Victoria Todadoter. Next played over by Eller.
You mind if we keep those scissors here with us?
Good defense by Hoskin. Now Eller reverses field. Tries to go in the middle for Munoz. Munoz plays one back to Eller. Eller.
No, I said your high five is worth about $8 or $9.
Mavericks come away with it now. Duxini up to Katu. Walker Katu trying to set it into space for Zock. Sanchez Reguero comes up to play it for the Panthers. Walker Katu. Back at the flex over to Zock. Zock gets knocked down and a foul on Florida Tech. Bit of Minnesota State Maverick free kick coming up.
Just because for one of my classes, I have. Okay, I'll go, but
Otherwise, yeah, the chips are the only other thing.
Bobby Hoskin going to take this free kick for the Mavericks.
Yeah, come on, Precious. Come on, Jonah.
Sends one in, and she scores! Abby Hoskin. Mavericks even this one up at 2 apiece with 26 minutes remaining in this second half. Abby Hoskin gets her first goal of the year, unassisted.
Scoring for your Mavericks, number 17, Abby Hoskin.
Now Wendell on the ball for the Mavericks. Go to Wendell. Gives it up to Riley. Molly Riley.
Number 24.
Trying to bring it in. Gets over to Katu. Now Morgan Katu trying to send one in. That gets deflected. Cleared, but not out, as Brand is right there for the Mavericks. Handball called in the play on the Mavericks. Free kick coming up for the Panthers. Sanchez Maguero takes that one. Pressured there. Taken over there by Hoskin. Up to Riley. Riley still on the ball for the Mavericks. Plays it off of the Panther on the far side. Throw in for Minnesota State. Hoskin takes the throw in. Trying to get it to Zock. That goes all the way through. Goal kick coming up for Florida Tech now. Sanchez Requero sends one away. That gets headed up by Eller. All the way up to Munoz. Munoz back to Eller now. Taylor Eller. Gets around Riley. Plays one back to Zangane. Looking for McCarthy. McCarthy turns it over. Now up to Brandt. Brandt trying to get it to Riley. That goes all the way through on the far side. Sent up. Goes over Friedrich's head. Morgan Seamuth back there for the Mavericks though. Seamuth gets it up to Wendell. Wendell makes a move. Has a lot of space in front of her now. Trying to send one into space for Sarah Folian. Sarah Folian trying to get to it. Back there is Kelly Johnson for the Panthers. Does a good job there. Able to send one, but not out. As Dakota Wendell looks to send one in, and that goes high and wide. Mavericks definitely putting a lot of pressure on though now. Headed up by Zock now. Katu trying to get to it. Taken over there by Zangane. Zangane up to Eller. Now Taylor Eller gets around Chacho. Controls it on the far side. It goes on a play off of Chacho. Throwing for the Panthers now on the far side. Substitution now for Florida Tech. Gita Al-Neighbor checks in for Florida Tech. Panthers with control now. Stoffel. Pressured there by Friedrich. Taken over there by the Mavericks. Wendell cannot control. Al-Neighbor, who just checked in. Taken over there by Wendell. Now Dakota Wendell makes a move. Looking to send one into space. Pass Katu. Morgan Katu trying to bring him to the middle. Sends one in. Right on goal, and Sanchez makes the grab there. Sanchez Requero sends it right away. Out to Tododoter. Sends one into space. For Stoffel. Chacho plays one out on the far side. Throwing for Florida Tech. Ball sent in. All the way back to Raboon, and she makes the grab there. Headed up there by Zock, all the way back to Barnett. Barnett looks up for Eller. Eller on the far side. Pressured there by Hoskin. It's back to Eller. Now Munoz. Looks for Stoffel. Now Elizabeth Stoffel. Pressured there by Brandt. Plays one for Zanganeh. Zanganeh gets him back to Stoffel. Stoffel looking for Al Neighbor. That gets played up to Munoz. Now Munoz pressured there by Seamuth. That gets deflected all the way back to Raboon, and she makes the grab. Under 20 minutes to play in the second half, all tied up at 2. Raboon sends one away. Headed up there by Riley. That goes out of play on the far side. It'll be a throw for the Panthers. Substitutions for both teams now. Number 13, Taylor Keneally. And number 4, Jenny Vetter, both check in for the Mavericks.
How do I know if I'm live?
Mary. And Carroll checks back in for the Panthers. Now Brandt on the ball for the Mavericks. Sends one over on the near side for Serafolian. Molly Serafolian. Looking to send one into space for Wendell. Barnett back there for the Panthers. Gets over to Hedlund. Hedlund gets one up to McCarthy. McCarthy over to Al Neighbor. Al Neighbor back to Barnett. Barnett looking for Munoz in the middle of the field. Munoz trying to put one into space for Stoffel. Stoffel sends one in. Kick save there by Raboon. Cleared there by Keneally. All the way back to Al Neighbor. Al Neighbor looking to send one in. She has McCarthy. Taken off the ball there by Baran. Chacho cannot get to it. Munoz on the ball for the Panthers. Cleared there by Barant. Serafolian puts him back to Riley. Now Riley over to Wendell. Wendell gets one up to Zock. Zock trying to send one into space for Vetter. Vetter able to keep it in on the far side. And that gets played out by Carroll. A couple more substitutions for Minnesota State now. Alicia Duxini and Taylor Bartowski both check in.
Now bring Maverick number 5. Alicia Duxini.
There'll be another throw in here for the Mavericks on the far side. Hoskin running over there to take it for the Mavericks. Hoskin trying to get one to Zock. That gets cleared back out by Eller. Munoz trying to get one out. But Duxini gets over to Keneally now. Keneally. That gets played back out. Friedrich gets it back up to Keneally now. Taylor Keneally on the near side. Trying to create. And just has to play one out. There'll be a goal kick coming up for the Panthers now.
Let's go, fire up, Mavs, let's do it. Let's go, Maverick.
Sanchez Waquero gets one up to Barnett now. Nicole Barnett looking for Johnson. Kelly Johnson trying to find Eller. That gets taken away by Riley. Molly Riley on the far side. Trying to find Zock. That gets played back to Riley now. Riley up to Vetter. Jenny Vetter trying to keep it in on the far side. That gets played out by Carroll. There'll be a Maverick throw-in. Vetter trying to find Zock. That gets headed and cleared by Zanganeh. Hoskin lets it go out of play. It'll be throw in now for the Mavericks. Hoskin looking for Zock. That goes out of play. There'll be a goal kick coming up for Florida Tech now. Sanchez Reperal plays one short for Zanganeh. Zanganeh looking up for McCarthy now. McCarthy gets around Keneally. Keeps it in on the near side. Gets it on neighbor. Pressure there by Duxini. Serapholian plays one off of a Panther, and it'll be a Minnesota State throw-in. Keneally trying to get into Zock. That goes out of play off of the Mavericks. Panthers throwing now on the near side. Gets it into McCarthy. McCarthy trying to play one up for Johnson. She cannot get to it. Abby Hoskin does for the Mavericks. Plays it up on the far side for Vetter. That one goes out of play on the far side. Throwing for the Panthers. Carroll gets it into Stoffel. That gets played out. We'll do it again here. Carroll to Stoffel. Pressured there by Vetter. Is able to get up to Johnson. Kelly Johnson deflected there by Friedrich. Cleared there by Duxini. Controlled now by Eller. Barnett. Over to Zanganeh. Zanganeh gets deflected. And now played over to Macy Headland. Headland with some space on the near side. Trying to someone into space for McCarthy. McCarthy still on the ball. That gets deflected. And Rabun be able to scoop it up there for the Mavericks.
Usually with a phone that we connect? Yeah. Usually we talk to the phone or just like No, yeah, but I mean like, does it, like we always kind of keep, you know, with phones about okay, so,
It's MSU actually.
what? MSU?
It's MSU.
Oh,
It's MSU website.
now
On the phones and office. That's what it is.
I think it's just a crap. It just lays down.
Alicia Duxini able to walk off on her own power. Looks like she's ready to check back in. Meanwhile, Jenny Vetter plays one over to Keneally now. Keneally fighting with McCarthy. Friedrich plays one up to Zock. Zock pressured there. Able to play one into space. Looking for Vetter. Jenny Vetter trying to summon in. That gets deflected by Carroll. Now controlled by Barnett. Now neighbor trying to put it in Munoz. Munoz able to keep it in. He gets it up to Stoffel. Stoffel trying to go back to Munoz. Barzowski plays one over now for the Mavericks. Over to Riley. Molly Riley. For some space. On the far side, gets it up to Vetter. Vetter trying to go into Sarah Foley, and that gets deflected. Duxini trying to send one in, and that goes wide.
Corner.
It'll be a Minnesota State corner kick coming up now for the Mavericks. It'll be their 9th of the game. Over there to take it, Abby Hoskin. Hoskin sends it in, headed there by Wendell, and scooped up there by Sanchez Requero. She sends one away. That goes out of play on the far side. Florida Tech throw in. Sarah Carroll over there for the Panthers. And now controlled by Stoffel. Stoffel looking for Munoz. Munoz able to control now. Trying to send one into space. No one there for the Panthers, and that goes out of play. Alexa Raboon going to take this Maverick goal kick. Headed there by Doxini. And now controlled by Eller for the Panthers. Taylor Eller looking for McCarthy. Pressured there by Friedrich. Gets it over to Johnson though. Kelly Johnson trying to find McCarthy. That gets played out by Doxini on the far side, throwing for the Panthers. Sarah Carroll trying to find McCarthy. That goes out of play. We'll do it again here. Carroll gets it into McCarthy this time. Getting over to Johnson, Kelly Johnson trying to find Eller.
Stuff like that.
Now Taylor Eller
Like a coffee table.
trying to get it to Al Neighbor. Al Neighbor puts one back.
I have a lot of buy one, get one free.
And now sent in. Barzowski able to play it on the near side. Keneally trying to keep it in. She cannot. Throwing for the Panthers now. Munoz trying to center for Johnson. Johnson sends one in and that goes wide. Alexa Raboon makes an easy grab there for the Mavericks. Stoffel able to come away with it for the Panthers now. Trying to send one in. On goal, and Raboon makes the grab there. Under 10 minutes to play in this second half. Still tied up at 2. Substitution now for Florida Tech. Checking in, number 23, Samantha Grimm. That goes out of play off the Panthers. Mavericks throwing on the far side. Abby Hoskin. Looking for Zock. That deflects in the middle. Back to Duxini now. Duxini over to Friedrich. Kelly Friedrich. Trying to play one for Wendell. That goes over her head. And out of play on the near side. Keely able to send one in. Vetter on goal, and Sanchez Requero makes the grab there for the Panthers. Able to control it now is Eller. Now Taylor Eller pressured there by Riley. Foul called in play. Florida Tech free kick coming up now. Taking it is number 6, Kiana Zangane. Gets it up to McCarthy. McCarthy trying to play one to Grimm. That gets turned over. Now taken right back. Brittany Atrick plays one back to Zangane. Now Zangane plays one into space. Looking for McCarthy. McCarthy trying to play one in. And that gets scooped up there by Raboon.
Come on, girls, 5 minutes.
Bozowski gets one up to Riley now. Molly Riley with the ball. Gets up to Vetter. Vetter trying to spin. She cannot keep it in play though. Florida Tech throwing on the far side. Foul on Vetter. Free kick coming up for the Panthers now. Now Atrick on the ball for the Panthers. Plays one over to Eller. Taken over there by the Mavericks. Vetter gets one over to Duxini. Duxini plays one in the safe for Serafolian. Now Molly Serafolian on the near side.
Let it be, just let it be, let it be, let it be.
Pushed it there by Headland. Able to keep it in. Vetter trying to get to Zox, sends one in and just over the net. What a great look there for the Mavericks. Now the substitutions will check in. A couple of them for Minnesota State. Number 10, Brenda Sens. And number 9, Morgan Gatu back in the game. Sanchez Requero sends one away. That gets headed up by Grimm and McCarthy. Now they're back in Maverick territory. Friedrich able to make a move. They play one over Keneally now. Taylor Keneally on the near side. Gets one up to Serafolian. Serafolian plays one back to Duxini. Duxini plays one on the far side now to Sens. Now Brenda Sens. Pressured there by Carroll. That goes out of play. Off of Florida Tech. Minnesota State throwing on the far side. Descend gets one into Katu. Right back to Descends. Descends. Sends one in. Deflected off the side of the net. There'll be a Florida Tech goal kick coming up.
Better? Okay.
Headed there by Duxini. Sent back in by Katu. All the way back to the keeper, Sanchez Requero, and she makes the grab.
Yeah.
Rolls one to Barnett and back to Sanchez Requero. Duxini goes down. Foul call in the play on the Panthers. There'll be a Mavericks free kick coming up. Under 4 minutes to play now. Katu sends one in. That gets played out on the far side. Minnesota State throwing. Hoskin over there for the Mavericks. That gets deflected. All the way back to Vetter, and Sanchez Requero makes a bobbling stop there. Played up over now to Stoffel. Stoffel for the Panthers brings it into the middle. They say it's deflected off of Duxini. It'll be a Florida Tech corner kick coming up. Just their second of the game.
Like this?
Over there for the Panthers, number 17, Macy Hedlund. Sends one in. Punched out by Raboon. Now Samantha Green plays one back to Barnett. Barnett sends it right back in. Offsides is the call.
Sorry?
That shot wouldn't have counted, it was offsides. 2 minutes remaining now, 2 minutes. Raboon gonna take this free kick for the Mavericks. That gets deflected up. Now Stoffel on the ball for the Panthers. Pressured there by Duxini and taken away now. Duxini up to Wendell. Dakota Wendell. Trying to put one into space for Vetter. Vetter. And Sanchez Aguero able to kick that one away. Now Stoffel. Trying to put it up to Munoz. Brazowski back there for the Mavericks, able to play it out on the far side.
Jeez, come on. One more minute.
Florida Tech throwing now on the far side. Running over there is number 27, Sarah Carroll. Gets it into Stoffel. Stoffel trying to make a move, taken away by Katu now.
Come on, come on.
Walker Katu. Full out of space.
Let's go, let's go. Come on, switch.
Able to bring it to the middle now. Katu still on the ball.
Pass it.
Trying to pass one to Vetter. And just wide. Under a minute to play now. Sanchez Requero going to take this goal kick quickly. Played up by Duxini. Over to Serafoli now. Molly Serafolian looking to send one in. And she scores! Molly Serafolian with the goal. The Mavericks, who've been trailing all game, take now their first lead of the game, 3-2, with 32 seconds remaining. Florida Tech's going to have to score quickly. Ball sent in, headed by Friedrich. Katu can't clear it as McCarthy sends it into Munoz. Hoskin able to clear.
Get the head out of here.
Down to 15 seconds. Serafolian able to play it out on the near side.
10,
Under 10 now.
8, 7, 6, 5,
That goes out of play off of Minnesota State. And the Mavericks have won it. Minnesota State pulls it off in the clutch there. Able to win it 3-2 over Florida Tech. Goals scored by Julia Zock, Abby Hoskin, and the game winner, Molly Serafolian. Final shots on goal, 28-18 in favor of Minnesota State. Corner kicks 9-2 in favor of Minnesota State, and the Mavericks with the comeback win, 3-2 over Florida Tech.
Pretty entertaining. Robert, I just want the free shirt. I don't care.
I'm excited for the tournament this weekend. I know we're gonna die.
I'm
About
excited.
Final assist goes to Alicia Doxini on the Serafolian goal. Thanks for joining us today. The Mavericks hit the road to play the number 1 team in the Division II women's soccer in Central Missouri on Sunday at 1 p.m. The Mavericks begin conference play on September 14th at 3 p.m. versus Winona State and Upper Iowa on September 16th at 1 p.m. Both games are in Mankato. Once again, thanks for joining us. And as always, go Mavericks.
Oh, like it's actually coming in.